You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
Well, geez, Martin, you just turned that right off. I was going to lead in over the diminishing of the song and make it sound kind of sexy, but in this case, I'm not going to. Welcome to SmackDown After Show. It's a post-game wrap-up, but there was no game. So we can't do a post-game wrap-up, can we?
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
But we have with us Santa's helper. We have Patricia Summerland back.
Hi, everybody.
Star of Screen, Stage, Magazine, and just a woman about town. And I mean that in a good way.
Okay.
Which town?
Yeah,
It'd be Pacoima.
Catch me over there on the sled
Exactly.
with the reindeers.
Yes. And we also happen to have Mr. and Mrs. Ballard. I'm not quite sure who's who.
He'd be Mrs.
Yeah, I would imagine.
No, I've got the tie on, so I'd be Mr.
That's correct.
He's wearing
Yeah.
a red tie with a purple hat. Does he not match today or what?
Well, that's what I said. It should be black or red or
Yeah,
maybe
you would
green. Even
think.
green would have been okay.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
yeah, Christmas. But they did not have any red hats over it.
You know what you look like?
But that's like a snowman is colorblind. I think
Yeah.
it's cool.
You know what he looks like with a hat on, though? You know those little Granny Apple dolls? That's exactly what he looks like.
He got that at Target. It was like
did.
$2.99.
What, the face? Where do you get the face?
The face? No, the face he got at Big Lots because but the hat he got at Target.
That face would be a good mold for animal cookies. They'll throw dough at it and just make, like little molds out of it.
What about the hair?
That comes with a hat. All right. We'll get into this and we'll have fun jibber jabbering and having some fun with comedy and weather the crap because wrestling's supposed to be fun, right?
It's supposed to be.
We can't take it serious anymore. Title belts mean nothing.
Right.
Right? And I said once before, the fans should maybe choose who has the belt and we'll call it the fan belt.
That's right.
Hey-o.
Hey.
Because everybody has a belt.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know that.
I have a mistletoe belt on right now, actually.
How nice. Maybe your brother will kiss you down there.
No, absolutely
We have to
not.
say that for the X-rated station, you guys.
Okay, so we open this up with, and I have some comments on this, with Big Show and R-Truth,
Yep.
right?
That is correct.
Why do you look at me with doubt?
I never doubt you, Rick.
Because you didn't watch that first match.
I did not.
I know you did.
Well, it started recording like 15 minutes in, so I figured there'd be a 15-minute
Sure.
promo that I.
You know, you're right. There wasn't.
Wow, it started with the match.
Started with a match.
It did. It
First
did.
time ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since these two jabronis don't know what the hell we're talking about, we'll talk about it.
That's
Okay.
right.
There's.
There's a lot
What'd you
to say.
think of the match?
It was way too long. Number one.
Yeah.
Too.
Why are you holding your ears?
Because I think it's slipping off my little head with the cute Santa hat. They feel like they're going to be down to my.
Okay, I
you
got
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see. But all right, hold on. You thought it was too long. Why?
It just was. It was too drawn out.
Well, there's something I don't understand.
The whole thing with David and Tonga and the too much mic play.
Yeah.
Again, and
Yeah.
then Sheamus knocks him out. Okay, fine.
Well, they had a no-hit clause. We know that, right?
Right.
The Big Show that whole thing was to
They signed
see
a
Big
contract.
Show
Yeah.
whimper out. Yeah, but come on, Big Show walking out like
he
that.
was outside the ring, and he got hit from behind right, with a chair,
That would be a chair, yes.
and he was pushed into Big Show, right?
Yes.
So now they claim that he touched Big Show. So because of that, he broke the clause.
Gotcha.
And we all know, in reality, if the fans watch this in reality, that doesn't hold its water because he was pushed into somebody. Of course, he caught himself. Oh, but he touched him.
True.
And you can't do that. I mean, that's just so they got in the ring and they talked about it. That they're going to have the lawyer get in there, Otunga, and he's going to fight, to cancel the match because he already touched him. And then Booker T stepped in and said, "No, we're still going to have the match."
Correct. And it's talking about the prison stuff and bringing that up, that you've been in prison, which,
Did that stuff happen after the Usos Rhodes Scholar match?
No, this is the first.
No,
thing
this is the first.
Okay.
This is the opening.
This is the opening, yeah. The thing is that I don't understand something in wrestling because it's something that's been done a long time. When you give somebody a headbutt, they feel it, but you don't.
Yeah.
Come on.
I that's something I had said before. If you headbutt somebody, it hurts you too, unless you're Samoan. For some reason, Samoans have an extra
big
layer.
head, the cushion. But still, you're still going to have like a setback. You're gonna go with it, and it's not happening.
Anytime you hit your head on anything, it hurts.
Yes.
You hit somebody else. I've seen two people butt heads, just playing around, and they both get hurt.
Right.
So to keep playing this up on TV and in front of the fans, I mean, the fans aren't that stupid that they don't believe. I mean, maybe they are. I mean, it's like, why do they sell this headbutt thing all the time? Bobo Brazil did the headbutt back in the 50s and 60s. It was called a cocoa butt. Yeah. And, he's supposed to have a hard head and everybody. He's a big man. Didn't hurt him. But I'm over that. Tired of that.
Yeah.
And then they had, I thought they had way too many chops.
Way too many. That was what I was saying. That made it look too long and drawn out.
Yeah,
it was same as repetitive.
Very repetitive.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't cool.
You're right. And the other thing is, now, I'm not getting off content here. I promise you. But it doesn't make sense to me that a big man like Big Show, who's made of flesh, blood, nerve endings, skulls, bones, and everything else as a human being,
exactly
feels the same amount of pain as a little guy does, right?
Right.
So why do they always make it that you can't hurt a big guy if you punch him in the face or you kick him in the leg? He has nerves and feelings like everything else. I don't care what you do, you're going to hurt him.
That is true.
But it's always a no sell because he's a big guy. It doesn't hurt. I mean, I've heard that from people with me. Oh, you work out, you don't get hurt. Hell, I don't.
Yeah.
Everything hurts. So I don't understand how they push that. I think with little kids, they probably believe it because they watch Transformers and big things and monsters, and you can't hurt monsters. And if this is geared towards the little kids, then they're going to believe, you can't hurt Big Show. But in reality, if you're an adult, two people fighting, anytime you get in a fight, whether you're tougher than the other guy or not, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Everybody gets hurt.
If you get hit, you're going to get hurt.
You hit somebody, you get hurt.
Yeah.
You hit somebody hard, you break your hand.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I prefer to use elbows, because it doesn't hurt as much on your body.
Well, yeah, you're just going to feel pain as well, and the pain, the facial expressions just aren't there. But the thing with Big Show, did you see what I'm talking about when he walked off like a wimp?
Well, I was going to get to that.
It was horrible.
Sheamus comes out and says, "Okay, if you're going to go by the clause where I touched you and we're going to no fight, then let's fight right now."
Oh, okay. I did see that.
He had the chair, right?
And he walked out like a puppy dog, though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a
that was very rushed too.
Yeah.
It's almost like he just said, "Okay." I mean, easily he could have just backed out of the ring and left, but he just looked and said, "Okay, you have your match."
Yeah, it's like, what's the point of having a contract if, he was like pushed into it, I guess. So kind of like when a guy gets pushed into a punter in football, I guess, is that a penalty?
A punter?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's the same.
It's the same sort of thing, yeah. But then to go extreme, like I'm going to kick your butt, and then let's do it now. Then and for the complete change of expression, okay, never mind, we'll have it. It's like I didn't buy that.
No, it meant nothing. That meant absolutely zero.
No.
Plus, there was two of them in the ring.
Yeah.
Otunga and Big Show. So
why would he be afraid if he's got another large human being in there with him?
Right.
And the only thing he has is a chair. I mean, come on.
That's why it was just silly. I'm sorry. It didn't go over. It wasn't one of my faves in the opening.
It meant this. It meant zero.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's my take on it, and it's.
Yeah. Well, Big Show became the little show, is what I think.
Yeah, that's good. Good analogy.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Frankly, I'm getting tired of them. So anyway, afterwards, Booker came out, and of course they talked about, like I said, and he said, no, this match will still continue. Whether you touched him or not, the match is still on, and that's the way it is.
Yeah. So we will have a pay-per-view is actually today?
Yeah, I got my ticket.
Yeah. You did. Okay, great.
Yeah, he's up in the front row.
I got my ticket out of town.
And do you know what? We're saying it's a chair. Are you sure about that? Because I think Sheamus drop kicked. He threw the chair back and then he drop kicked.
No, he gave him his rogue kick.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And the chair did not hit him.
With the chair.
Well, I'm talking about Ortunga.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It wasn't the chair. It sort of looked like it, but it wasn't. He threw it back.
Okay.
So, the kick to the face, yeah.
Well, okay.
All right.
Actually, that thing came after. Did that come after
that came after the Usos Rhodes Scholars match.
Anyway, but it's still part of what we're talking about, so I'll leave it there where it was. All right, then we had the match number 2 with Sandow, Cody Rhodes versus Usos.
Yes.
And how'd you like that match?
Well, I definitely have a lot to say since it's a tag match.
Sure you do.
I like that the Usos were working together as a team before the cutoff happened, the tagging in and out. Yeah. I mean, that's what you do. You keep the fresh men in a tag match. So they did a very good job of that. And I like the idea of the cutoff, the distraction on the outside by I'm sorry, I had not Rhodes,
Sandow.
but Sandow. Yeah. So by Damian Sandow, he distracted him, and then Cody Rhodes actually draped his arm over the top rope and gave him like the slingshot on the arm.
But then there was no arm work after that.
Yeah, I know.
It was like right after that, they just started working regular heat. They didn't do any arm work after
they had an
cut off his arm.
opportunity to do arm work, which they didn't do.
I work arms tomorrow in the gym, by the way.
All right. Yeah, and another thing, like as far as like tag team wrestling goes, like Cody Rhodes was in there. They were putting the heat on one of the Usos, and he goes over and he hits the Uso on the outside, which in turn brings the referee in to stop the Uso from coming in.
Yeah.
Now, when that happens, that is your chance as heels to either make a switch without tagging, or both of you guys do some double teaming on him.
Yep.
But none. I mean, he went and did that for no reason. Like they didn't do anything. Once he hit Uso came in, distracted the ref, and then Cody Rhodes just went and picked him back up again.
Yeah, well, he tried to pull him over, and by the time he got over there, he just stopped.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah.
So there's not a good use of that. And something we actually learned from working the Bushwhackers, and something that they told us is a great heel team will work behind the ref's back, but never actually get caught or seen by the referee.
Always, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So it's like you could get much more heat that way, and they had an opportunity to, and they did not take advantage of it.
Do you think we could have Martin turn down the air conditioning a little bit?
Yeah. It's a winter wonderland in here.
Yeah, I saw a thumbs up from Martin.
My nipples are sticking through my shirt.
I could see it. It's like your headlights, your high beams are on.
Yeah, my nipples are so hard right now. The Usos are good.
Yeah, they are. They're a good team.
They're a good team. They do a lot of good stuff out there. Yeah, I mean, it's a WWE tag match.
Yeah,
What else can I say about it? It is what it is.
Something I did like was and this is something that you see misused a lot was, they went for one of I think it was Sandow went for a body slam. Or it could be Cody Rhodes. Forgive me, because I did not write that in my notes. Mm-hmm. And we had to watch it very quickly because we were fast forwarding through little things. But
DVR.
Yeah, yep. but one of the two went for a body slam, and the Uso that was in the ring slid behind him and then just reached over and made the tag. Mm-hmm. Now, most of the time when that happens, you will see a team, like a person, he'll slip behind him where he could make the tag, but instead he'll run at him and they'll double close on each other for like a double down or something, which makes no sense at all because you're already away from him.
Right.
So they actually made good use of that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it has its ins and outs for sure.
Yeah, that was done well, that part. And the I thought the finish was good. It was like
a little rushed. I thought.
Rushed.
Yeah, I would say it was rushed.
But the idea of it was there. Like go ahead.
It was a roll-up.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been using nothing but roll-ups lately.
Yeah, true.
What happened to the finishing moves?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we spoke of this last week. Same thing.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did talk about that. They used 2 roll-ups in a row on one show and another one. Now they're doing the roll-up again.
They're using it way too much.
Which is what it is. It was old school. I mean, we've done that.
Right.
But they've dropped their finishing moves for some reason. I don't know why.
Me personally, I would like to see moves that are not finishers actually get the win, like a clothesline out of nowhere, and they just pin them.
Exactly.
Because that would make a clothesline mean something again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
backdrop.
Yeah,
different moves.
That's what we did.
Backslide.
We did ours, yeah.
You know.
Or top wrist lock.
I like it. Just tap out right there.
Yeah, just tap out.
A real top wrist lock, right at the right way, can really break your wrist.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it can hurt like hell.
Yeah, definitely.
I just went to the chiropractor. He put one on me.
But yeah, the finish, as far as the finish of that match, he did a distraction where he pulled Codes, and then Codes shoved him. The not legal brother came in and clotheslined him over the top. When the legal brother was looking at that, then Sandow rolled him up from behind.
Yeah,
I don't
handful
think
of tights, too.
Did he have a handful of tights?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess it's
I didn't see the handful of
yeah.
tights.
It gave it a half a star more because of the handful of tights.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, obviously.
It
he
was
did.
quick.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
You always like to see the hand go in the pants. Is that what it is?
Well, yeah.
Well, they did that too throughout
Yeah.
the matches that I've noticed too. They're grabbing the band.
Can you read those notes?
I sure can.
looks
It's
like
for
it-
my eyes
It
only.
looks like a handicapped person at a halfway house did it.
Maybe it's kind of how I felt that night.
Did you write that with your
But
feet?
You see my star though?
Yeah, I see that.
That's
the only thing
important.
that's the only thing I can tell what's what on there.
That's all that matters.
Okay. All right. So we went on to another match, which I really liked.
That's right.
It was Ray Stevens. No. Oksana and Caitlin.
Oh, but
Yay!
before that, we actually had the Stryker was supposed to interview Randy Orton.
I don't care.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Was that for Raw?
Right.
No. And then the Shield came out and attacked him.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that actually was something that's setting up for something later. Was they had all the trainers come out and say Randy Orton actually suffered an injury.
Of course he did.
And
Right. Yeah.
In reality, I guess he hurt his wrist at that tribute to the Troops show.
Yeah.
They needed he needed some time to recover, so that's what they're doing to write him off TV.
Why don't you
Yeah.
just say he hurt his wrist at the thing?
Yeah, he came
Yeah,
out
I
of the
know,
dressing
you-
room and he walked out. Is that what
You
yeah.
would think
Yeah.
you would think that'd be good enough.
That's good enough. He actually hurt his wrist and he's got to take time off. That happens.
Yeah, but I guess maybe they want to use like once he returns and him and the Shield, they already have an automatic storyline going on. So maybe
That's what it
something they're
is.
putting in their back pocket for later on.
Yep.
This is the NWO coming back.
Maybe. Yeah, but they would be called Now We're Old instead of New World Order.
Yes. I like
Now
Right.
Yeah.
Oksana and Caitlin.
Yes.
Awesome
They
match.
should bring those guys back as NFL.
Oh, what's that?
No friends left.
Anyway, the girls are
Okay,
better.
let's talk about the
I got
girls.
it. Yeah, please.
Okay.
They were awesome.
You want to talk about the girls?
Oh my
Patricia?
gosh.
Go ahead.
For a female wrestler as myself,
Yes.
these girls were off the hook. It was the best match ever.
It was.
It was so
Yeah,
old
it was
school.
good.
I loved it. They sold every move, first of all.
Well,
The hits
I have
were
a
good.
disagreement on that, but I'll
Because they
get to
only
that
had
later.
because they only had one move.
Yeah.
It was a headlock.
Yeah,
They
but-
had, they went with it. Well, it doesn't matter. They had locks. They had clothesline.
Okay.
Excellent. Back.
I know what you're saying. I agree with you.
Okay.
Because and you can have your disagreement, but it won't matter unless you agree with me. The it was working the head, going
I did,
back,
yep.
grabbing the head again, going back, grabbing, and I was really happy to see that for a change.
Yeah.
Yes.
The entire match was built around working the head.
Yeah.
The entire match, which is an old school thing, which is very good.
Exactly.
I've had dates like that.
There was one negative thing that I did notice.
I wouldn't care. Shannon, don't let your brother talk because he's like, he looks
I
like a
know.
stooge over there. apple doll.
Sitting on his lap, the little
Go
dummy.
ahead. I'm sorry, Shane. No, I'm sorry, baby. I love you, honey.
I know,
Okay.
I know. The only thing that I know, a lot of people probably won't notice that, but they were boring chants going on right where the comeback started, so they piped in the crowd noise. I don't know if anybody heard that.
Look how nice he does that.
I know. He
So
leans
sexy.
in. They're, yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Brotherly
Did it
twin love.
really?
Neither did I.
Yeah, you could hear like it was very faint. You could hear it boring, but then they piped in the crowd noise right when she
What
went to the
these
comeback.
fans?
Why
They
would they
can't
do that?
appreciate a good match.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're so used to just like now, like the storylines, the soap opera part of it, that it's like they forget about where wrestling came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on. They're taking the realism out of everything. Now you
Right.
put some realism back, and they don't want to believe it.
Right.
These two
I
girls
got
were
you.
awesome. I'm sorry.
But
it was good.
The few things I had to say, the match was really good. I really had Rick had told me about it, and so I was excited to see it. I was really excited when I saw Exana's outfit was really pretty nice, that
Yeah.
all black.
Yeah, they both look great.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal. And Caitlin,
Rick's looking at me like,
match, and she's
yeah, that's what I
gorgeous.
was gonna say.
I'm fantasizing right now
About me or about her?
about your brother.
Oh, okay.
See, you should have wore a tie. If you would have wore a tie, you would have got the same treatment.
The only small thing that I had, my small complaint in that match was that the headlock and the chin lock was worked the entire match. But when Caitlyn actually got out of it, you could still sell that. You don't have to like go crazy with it because it's just a headlock / chin lock. But when she clotheslined her, she could have like held her head or shook her head like like basically shaking the cobwebs off. I mean, that would have made it a little better.
I agree.
That's being a real particular. But that's just,
way particular, really.
But as far as like selling goes, it's like if you're in a move for as long as she was in, then you should know to actually sell that move for the rest of the match because the rest of the match didn't last very long.
Right.
No.
But if you guys did notice, there were fans there of the Ballard brothers.
There were.
Yeah, you guys didn't see the Canadian flag being held up?
Oh,
I saw it during that match. I was like, that's for us. Even though it really wasn't, I'm just going to
there's
say
a few,
just
I
say it
think.
was, yeah.
There's probably a few Canucks in the audience.
Right, probably.
They're for you,
Yeah.
for sure. Absolutely.
But
What do you think, Rick?
I'm done. I got to go now.
Yeah, let's hear your input on the
On the what?
sign, Caitlin.
I just thought it was a good match. It held my attention.
Yeah.
I was really aware of the fact they kept going back to that hold and going back to it, and I was waiting to see if they were not going to do it, and they made me happy because they went through it every time.
Yeah,
But you're right. She could have sold it more towards the end there.
towards the end, yeah.
But they did good,
Yeah.
So you leave out one thing. It's a major part of the match, but but it's still okay. I mean, it's like everybody today they're trying so hard to do everything that they forget to do some things.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked at the fact that she just kept going back to that, and it really did. It kept your attention.
It did.
Not because they're beautiful women, but
No.
just because it looked real. It looked
Exactly.
So
and that's why I gave it a
The
star.
beautiful women thing doesn't really matter to me. I want to see work. I want to see work. It
Oh
doesn't
boy,
matter.
do you. Yeah.
Boy, that was an uncomfortable silence, wasn't it?
I mean, I like Mae Young and Moolah.
Yeah.
Oh,
If they can work well.
Yeah.
To throw the eye candy out there for all you guys out there want to see, I understand that. But it comes down to what you're going to do in a ring. It's got to sell. The only thing I don't like is the women screaming. They scream a little bit too much.
In that match or just in general?
Well, not in that, yeah.
In general.
Well, that's true. but
I
in
have that
match they
problem
did.
a lot.
Yeah, I know. Your brother screams a lot when you're with him. But I don't think it's necessary to scream like that all the time.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But they act like they're on one of the Ferris wheel at Disneyland. As like going
Yeah,
through the air.
I do hear that a
You know what I
lot.
mean, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you
It's
mean.
not necessary.
Right.
You don't have to scream to sell. I mean, you don't have to make noise to sell.
No.
It should be all in the face. I mean, your brother looks like he's selling all the time. Look at him. He's in pain just sitting there.
Well, I think he's got to go to the bathroom.
I think it's probably hemorrhoids, right?
Yeah. Well, the combination of that and having to go to the bathroom probably.
Yeah. You need to excuse
I went
yourself.
right when we came in.
Do you need to excuse yourself? It's
No,
okay.
no, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. So after that, we had Miz, who talked about the Shield.
Miz TV, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So what about that?
His guests were Daniel Bryan and Kane, who are now
Okay.
on the same page. So look out, everybody, because that's good for them, bad for everyone else.
This is true. Is that when Ryback came in?
Yes,
Yeah,
Ryback
well,
came out.
First, actually, they had the interview with them. Which, by the way,
Team Hell
Daniel
No,
Bryan's
Daniel Bryan.
legs are like gigantic now. I don't know if you guys
tree trunks.
noticed
They're
that.
bigger
but-
than his chest, his
Yeah.
whole body.
Yeah. Why?
And
I
his
don't-
beard. He looks like
Yeah.
he's turning Orthodox
He looks,
Jew.
yeah, exactly.
Like-
he looks like a Smith Brothers cough drop.
Right?
Well, it's close to Christmas. I mean, he's
Yeah.
growing it for Christmas, I guess. He's gonna dye it white.
No,
All
there
right,
is.
so go ahead about that. You were going to say something about
No,
that?
I was gonna say, I remember back in like 2003 being in Chicago with Daniel Bryan. He was always really proud of his quads. I told him we're ordering pizza and he didn't want any, and then we were gonna drink a Diet Coke. He's like, I never drink soda. I was like, why not? He goes, because it breaks down protein synthesis, and he was like trying to explain this to me.
I have you right there.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, no way. I was like, look at these arms. And he's like, look at these quads. And he dropped his pants. And he's in his underwear and he's
Funny.
flexing his like legs. And they were like cut out. They weren't big. But
It's
then
genetic.
yeah. But then
Yeah,
when I
he's such a
saw
stocky
that
guy.
interview, like his legs were the biggest I've ever. They really look
yeah.
like oaks.
They're genetic.
down
Yeah,
there.
they're a little bit. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger.
He's one of those
but-
guys that just grow. He'll squat and he'll grow easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't happen to everybody. Everybody has a body part that works and one that lags.
Yeah,
His whole body lags.
What's with the sofa and the ring and stuff? The SNL and that is that just like the
That's for the
office
Miz TV.
for the Miz TV and the whole
Yeah.
thing? Yeah. Well, I thought it was too drawn out too. That was
So
too much talk.
they do the interview, And then the Shield picks up the camera from the ground, like that whole thing that they're doing, and starts talking. Like they're somewhere in the arena. You don't know where. And then Kane says that why wait till the pay-per-view? And they say, well, there's one thing we agree on. So they come up from like the top of the arena. What do they call that? The suites. They came down from the suites, and then as they're walking down for 3-on-2 confrontation, out comes Ryback. Feed me more, chance. Then they pipe the feed me more from the crowd.
And then it kept getting bigger. Yeah.
And then that's kind of how it ends. And then the Shield backs up, which kind of like, what does that do for the Shield? I mean,
nothing.
Right.
Shows them as cowards.
Yeah.
And then the yes and no chant, you know.
Who these guys never have really worked other than the NXT? Is that what it is?
No, Tyler Black, who is, what is his name on the NXT? Do you know? Somebody get Ryan on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Where's Ryan when we need Ryan?
Okay, there's Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
Oh, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
That was Tyler Black. Yeah, he was actually a really big indie name. He came from like the independents. He worked out as far as the other
Ring of
two.
Honor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but I know Seth Rollins was a very he had done his time in the indies.
That pretty much took care of Team Hell No, Ryback, and the Shield, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, my next favorite match coming up.
Just geez.
Oh, yeah.
This
Little
match,
hornswoggle.
these guys were brought
Oh, my
in. They were rented out to WWE, I found out, from the Barnum and Bailey Circus.
You've got that too? I put circus act. Funny.
You certainly did.
Oh, yes, I did. Wow,
That's what
I'll
this
be
is?
darned.
I
Oh,
thought it said circumcision. Okay. I don't know what they're thinking with this one.
yep. It's a Vegas act all the way. The girls on the outside.
Yeah.
On the outside. Yeah,
I
really.
will say that Rosa Mendez was
Shoot.
looking dynamite.
Of course you would. Yeah, the little bit on the outside they had was okay too for that, but it was just so much distraction. It was too much. It was a circus act.
It was a
little
circus act.
hornswoggle. Really, I want to just pick
You
his butt
got
up
the
and
giant,
just
you got the
storm
midget,
out
you got everything in there.
of the whole auditorium and just go.
Yeah, it was
Go away.
a bad use of all involved.
Totally bad.
Really.
Khalid could barely move now. I mean,
Oh, I
really
know,
feel bad
and that's
for him
what's
in there.
sad. It is.
He reminds me of a piece of paper that his upper body is like, and you fold it in half, and it just kind of like is there. It just doesn't go. What's wrong with him?
I just think his
He's in
body,
pain.
you know,
He's
he's
too big.
in
Gigantism.
pain, like we all are
I have
from
that.
wrestling.
Where at?
You know.
No, my.
It's bigger than both of us.
good.
In fact, it takes two hands to handle the Whopper.
oh, hey-oh.
But Hornswoggle's a wrestler.
Is he?
Is that what you
guess.
call that?
I don't know.
I think he's just made to be kicked around and,
Oh, he
and
took a
hit
bump.
and let him
Yeah, he
roll.
took a
Oh,
bump.
his
Yeah.
bump. Yeah.
But if they're
that
going
was-
to do that, bring in three of the little people and make a tag match like it used to be. That was fun.
Yeah.
I love
Bring
that.
back Little Haiti.
Looked more interesting.
Short sleeve Samson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that match. Like, I did like the counter from the sunset flip into the pin. I had never
That
seen
was
that
good.
before.
Yeah.
That was really
That was a really
beautifully
good
done.
Oh,
move.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was out of nowhere, but like I said, it was a bad use of all involved. There was no reason to have an 8-man tag.
No.
Like an 8-man tag, you would need a lot of time to really make it make sense.
Plus, they saved a lot of the bigger stuff for after the match. When the match was over,
Yeah.
they did the dives
Yeah.
and all this stuff after the match was already over.
Yeah,
I mean,
it kept rolling.
You know what they call a match like that in the business? Do you know the term?
What's that?
It's called a schmoz.
Yeah.
The schmoz.
A lot of people don't know that.
I like for me like what I took from that is I thought maybe that wasn't supposed to be the pin. He was supposed to kick out, and maybe he did. I mean, that probably not.
Yeah.
But just what I took from that because of seeing what happened afterwards, I'm like, was he supposed to kick out, and they're just continually still going? Because everybody looked confused after that for a moment, and then they went into that thing. So
It
I
was
don't know.
confusing. It was
It was very confusing. I mean, I got up
I was confused.
about halfway through and brought some Cracker Jacks in and ate them, and some peanuts.
Oh, because you're
The
at the
elephant
circus.
would
That was
roll
at the circus.
through.
Yeah, it was a 3-ring circus.
You know,
What was the prize?
Jeez.
The Cracker Jacks.
Hornswoggle. You get him.
I had a little action figure. Yeah, from way back. Wonder Woman.
Oh,
She did wonders for me.
Hey-yo.
But that's a stupid match. Just really
Yeah,
stupid.
that was not good. Like,
All right, then we had Kofi and Del Rio.
Kofi and Del Rio. Okay, I'm going to chime in on this. Drop kick to Del Rio, great.
Oh, they're always good.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, as what we said, way too many kickouts.
lot of kickouts.
My God. I think I caught up 9 with, yeah, that's ridiculous.
It gets back to the same thing again. And why are you guys so quiet today? Are you overwhelmed by my presence?
No, I was staring at my notes.
Well, how can you be studying your notes when you're staring at me? Are they written on my head?
Well, because he's got a lazy, he's got a wandering eye. So he's looking at you, and like one eye is actually looking over there, is actually really looking at
I've
you.
noticed that one. He can see around corners before I get there. Both the guys are great in their own right. There's not a problem with that, and they do good work. But it's like I just don't believe any of it anymore.
This match, the two of them, they like. I've seen Alberto Del Rio.
Stop looking at me.
in great matches. This one, it wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't bad at all. But I've seen, like, he's had some fantastic, phenomenal matches. I don't like what they're doing with him right now.
Yeah.
He's lost, the last few matches, and he tapped out on one. And then to Kofi Kingston, for someone of his caliber to lose to Kofi. They're really building Kofi. And if they have him lose to Wade Barrett, it's like, what is the build-up for?
Right.
Like, why are they building Kofi up? He's already the champ.
Right.
They should, if he was going for the Intercontinental Championship, and there was if Wade Barrett was a champion and he beat Alberto Del Rio, then you'd be like, oh, cool, I want to see.
It's a ladder.
Yeah, exactly. But
I don't mean like a ladder. But
no. Speaking of ladders, I mean, that's what part of the pay-per-view is tonight.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, also in that match, I noticed Kofi Kingston's kickouts were really bad.
Very bad.
He
Thank you.
barely rolled his shoulder on a couple of them. Either he was tired or just not into that part.
Yeah.
So
It was terrible.
Yeah. I did see something that was very good by Alberto Del Rio. He does this all the time, but it's one of those things that a lot of times it's not the move you do, but what you do after the move that makes it spectacular. And Kofi Kingston kicked out of something, and he just went crazy. Like, he was showing frustration, like, I can't beat this guy. And like his facials,
Which is good.
like
I like
his
Del
facial
Rio
expression,
with
they changed. Like, he was getting like more and more angry. Like, I'm gonna beat this guy. Why is this not beating him? Like, he sold the whole match with his face.
Exactly, I agree.
You
He
do
did with
that
this.
in acting. You have to identify something in your life in order to show the facial expression and the feeling coming from within. And in that particular situation, when he wasn't finishing and he kept showing that he was getting frustrated and more frustrated, he was thinking to himself, if I don't get done soon, all the hot water in the shower is going to be gone. So I got to get out of here. And this guy keeps stalling and kicking out of my pins. I want to shower and go home. So it's just like about 3 weeks ago we were on here and you kept talking when we were closing the show and I had to go to the bathroom so bad. Would this guy please shut up so I could just get to the head? I'm going to go in my pants on in a minute. Do you remember that?
isn't that every show?
I hope not today. All right, let's go down to Cesaro versus Sheamus.
Oh yeah.
Cesaro is one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, he's very good. This is the main event of this
Yeah.
evening.
Oh, you know what we didn't do?
There was a scene in
Wait a
Wait a
Ziggler.
minute. Wait, before we go to the main event,
No, I know.
we
where
have to
you're
go to
going.
iTunes.
We have to.
iTunes.
I
There
totally
you
forgot
go.
about iTunes. I'm sorry, iTunes. You need to go on there and rate and comment, right?
Yes.
And it only takes a minute.
Yeah, only a minute
Yeah, I can do a lot of things I can do in a minute.
or less
But
than.
if you need to take longer, please do. Feel
Yeah,
free.
you can take longer if you want. I'll stick around for the finale. And tell a friend, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Or several.
Yeah,
So many.
oh, thank you so much.
Don't forget to rate and comment.
I just said that in the beginning, didn't I not?
He did. He said that. in
No,
the
you
beginning.
said
Weren't you
go,
listening?
It's okay.
go to
Make
iTunes.
You can rate and comment
Yeah, but rate and comment on us.
or
on
comment
us
and
because
rate.
because we want to come down and do more. And if you don't rate and comment, we're fired.
Right. And then how's he going to go back to Target to get that red hat for next
Not
week?
only that, they're going to withhold. They're going to withhold our check.
That's right.
Exactly.
And then what?
Walmart. I have you
Then
know.
there'll be no Christmas this year.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Right.
Yep. Santa Claus comes once a year, and that's down a chimney.
That's
It's
right.
only if you're nice.
Yeah. I'm very nice.
That's naughty.
Thank you, Santa's helper.
You're welcome.
Okay, now we can go to the main event.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the iTunes thing. I
Sorry,
I had a
iTunes.
note here, but I got so sidetracked by looking at your brother's ugly face. I didn't know. I totally lost track.
You sure it wasn't the tie? You were
I
stuck
think
with
at
the tie?
iTunes, I got that wandering eye of yours. I said, I better do iTunes. Oh, God. You're a hard pupil.
Okay, what about that little break in the commercial done? It was Cena and Dolph Ziggler. And the really thing, the Money in the Bank.
Oh, that's been done before.
The
That's
kiss
a
with
raw,
AJ.
raw recap.
They redid that. Yeah, well,
That's a raw moment, isn't it?
they showed it again, of course.
Isn't that
yeah.
raw, though?
Yeah, but it's a recap.
Do you want to talk about raw?
Because I miss AJ so much.
I don't miss her at all. I used to like her. I
did I.
had the hots for her.
I really did. I didn't like her in the beginning. You know that? Rick knows that. I
Yeah.
couldn't stand her.
She was a little short for me. I like tall
life.
women.
She's a little psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too, though. We all know that. Look, I like you.
Hey-o.
Like we said, we had iTunes, YouTunes, and Looney Tunes.
That's a build-up for a match.
Okay.
Really?
We'll have a match. All right. Cesaro, Sheamus versus Cesaro versus Sheamus, but then Regal and he popped in and blah 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 blah. So let's go on with the match about Cesaro. I think the guy's got it together.
Yeah.
Got a hell of a body and good moves.
Yeah.
Very talented, very strong.
Mm-hmm.
He gets it. I talked to Norman Smiley, who's one of the trainers down there, and this was before Cesaro got on TV, and he was just praising him. Like, he said that Cesaro wanted to wrestle him because it would be such an honor, and he told me that Cesaro was so good that he didn't want to embarrass himself by wrestling him because he was just that good. So I knew they'd bring him up to TV soon, and now they're giving him a chance in the main event, which is great. I think 2013 could be Cesaro's year where he elevates. I just did not think this was a main event match. Like, me watching this, when you see main event, you expect it to be better than the rest of the card. There was nothing spectacular about this match.
There was not.
Just, it was. You could have thrown it in second, and it would have fit in just fine.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I don't dislike Sheamus, but I always expect the same thing out of him. Cesaro, I don't know what to expect.
I do know he's massively strong because he picked him up like he was a bag of potatoes. He just
Yeah.
lifted him. That was like, whoa.
He's got
and
that-
he's 272 pounds, right? I mean,
Some people have that really that joint strength,
Tendon strength.
Tendon
oh, it was
strength, yeah.
amazing. I'm like,
They can just do
holy
anything, you know.
Recharge strength, they call it sometimes.
Pretty much, yeah. And he has that, but he's got a hell of a good body too. He's got a great build.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
strikes
I
are really
like him.
good too. Like his
Yeah.
European uppercuts, really good,
Yeah.
really
Yes.
solid.
You could tell he was rocking Sheamus a little bit with those, when Sheamus would forearm him, he was selling, but I don't think Sheamus was selling as much as, because it was so real. It was like,
Yeah.
he had no choice but to sell.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did he hit him pretty hard?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
yeah, it was a good.
Yeah, safe,
good.
very safe. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's just a strong individual. So
Yeah.
knocked him back. I don't think Sheamus, like that first one he gave him, you could kind of tell he was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knock that off.
Yeah.
What about Regal coming in there?
Oh, yeah, with the big show provoking thing.
I thought it was comical when he don't let him do this to you. And then he hits him in the back and he kind of collapses on him. It was like one of those moments where you're just like,
I know.
that looked bad.
I like Regal.
I do too. I like Regal a lot.
I like to see them use him more.
It would be nice, but his style, I think, his style is kind of like the Ozuna Caitlyn match, where he goes back to the same holding. He's very good at catch can, or just
He'd be good with Cesaro.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah,
very
that
good,
might be
like
a good pair. Yeah.
hold to hold style matches. WWE wouldn't give him enough time to actually be able to sell that, which they should, because he's phenomenal at it.
Maybe on a house show that's not televised.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel free and chime in. Go ahead.
Does he
Boy.
still actually do shows, or he just is behind the stage?
I don't
scenes
know.
now?
I don't know. I think he's back in the office, but I mean, once in a while they throw him in there. I think like a month
I
ago
saw him.
they did.
Yeah,
I
he
saw him. He
had a
took
match
the
not
heat
too
in
long
a
ago.
match a couple months ago.
Yeah.
He's too talented
He's
to
very
not
talented.
be out there.
He's very
every
talented,
week.
Yeah.
as well as the other guy, the Irish guy that's not here.
Finley.
Oh, yeah.
Finley, I
Finley.
love
Oh, yeah.
Finley.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, Sheamus did a move that Finley did, the fireman's carry, and then he did the roll on top of him.
Yeah.
And JBL actually said, kind of like another Irishman that I used to like. So,
Yeah.
I always thought Finley was good.
yeah, I did too. He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I heard a story about Finley that he he messed up. I think it was Vader for reals. Like Vader was like a bully in the back, and Finlay like had him almost crying. Took his wrist and twisted it down like it was in a bar.
Really?
And yeah, they said Finlay's legit tough guy.
Like Gene LaBelle.
Pretty much.
Well, there's still a few in there. It's just I'd like to see them still more.
Interesting. That's about all of that, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I would say out of the whole show, my opinion, the best match were the girls.
That's definitely my opinion.
Yeah.
Hands down. Yep.
Mine bordered between like I liked the Alberto Del Rio match only because of the selling from Alberto Del Rio and like using his face to sell things and showing aggression. Like he built the storyline, but it was a toss up.
Well, he
for
saved
me
the match
between
on
the two.
that.
Oh, no,
mean,
I like that. I just like the
he's
girls'
a
match.
pro.
Yeah.
He's a pro. Yeah, Del Rio will always do that. I feel.
I mean,
You know,
no,
it's good.
like the 8-man. I mean, that was match of the night. The 8-man.
Match of the year.
Yeah, match of the
Yeah.
century.
That's going to go down in the annals of time.
Circus
in the
Mania.
Yes.
Way in the annals.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
On the
shit.
rating,
It's
what do
a
we
waste.
rate it?
But if they do more matches like the girls with that type of psychology, I'll be.
Yeah,
love
if the
it.
two girls can do it. They do have a girl in developmental named Paige, whose mother was, she's from England or from Britain, and her mom was a really good wrestler, and she's a daughter. I think she's like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
And when they bring her up, she is really, really good. Really good wrestler.
I have a few girls in developmental right now working under me for the School of Riconology.
Oh, yeah.
And they're learning a lot, and pretty soon when they're done, I'll send them out and I'll bring in 3 more. I do 3 at a time. I get to the 4th one, it kind of gets like, crowded, but it's worked out okay.
All right.
Trisha's out of school now, out of the school. She's graduated.
Yeah.
She's done pretty well. She's got her degree.
Yeah.
Oh, been there, done that.
All right, so the whole show, you'll...
Excuse me.
You've been there, done what?
I had to clear my throat.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Again.
You rate the whole show as what number?
I would say 5.
Okay, I go with that one. I like that.
5.
How about
Yeah.
you, sweetheart?
I'll go for 6 on that one.
Sure you will, princess.
Just,
Why?
well, the girls' match was because you don't really expect much out of the women's match, and they really
Wow.
provided, So
Chauvinist pig.
Really? That's really not cool.
come on! I was giving them a big compliment.
Yes, you were. And we'll give you one after the show.
Ooh, okay.
And
Yeah, I would say just a shade below 5. It was a very middle of the road type
Yeah.
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like some things were good. Like the match was so like it wasn't bad, but I mean just the thought of it was so bad. The 8-man tag that it was good to me. I just laughed when I saw everybody
all you
out
can
there. I
do.
was like, oh,
No,
what?
you're going to agree with on this one. It was
Yeah.
comic relief.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
Well, every time Hornswoggle comes out,
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
it is.
All right, I think that's a fair. I think the 5 is good. That's because the girls' match was good. Otherwise, it's a 4.
Yeah.
Is that a scale
Absolutely.
to 100, Rick, or a scale to 10?
Scale 1 to 5.
Okay.
And like the main event, like I said, it wasn't really a main event match to me. So had the main event been really strong, it would have moved above middle of the road.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't a strong main event,
No.
even though the talent in there was very good as far as Cesaro, but not a main event match.
Yep.
Well, okay. I think that's good. I think we wrapped that up pretty good. I want to tell you people out there, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks because I'm going to Thailand in February. So Trisha's taking over. I've got a mail order bride over. I have to go over and pick her up and bring her back. So that should be really interesting because I do like Thai food. So where can we find you other than Thailand?
Santa Claus's sleigh, if you're good. No, actually, I am on Facebook, sunnyglowgirl.com, sunnygirl.com, Twitter. Find me everywhere on there.
Yeah.
Social network.
Can I find you coming down my chimney on Christmas Eve?
Maybe.
I got milk and crackers.
I don't know. So far, you've been a bad boy.
I know. When I'm good, but when I'm bad, I'm better, honey.
Hey.
All right, and the Ballard girls?
Very good boy.
We will be doing our Christmas shopping probably on the 24th at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the mall closes at 7, so it's gonna be a rush.
Yeah.
So if somebody gets a wrong size, hey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, January is going to be a big month for us. We've got All Pro Wrestling on the 5th. We may do a show called Hood Slam on the 4th, which is
Yeah.
kind of like a Lucha Vavoom
Saw your
thing.
hood last night, remember?
Wow.
And there are lots of things coming up in the next year for the Ballard brothers. And one of them is him getting in shape. which is Rick's helping him out.
Nice. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can catch me at rickdrasin.com and rickscorner.com. Interviews with legends of bodybuilding and pro wrestling. And then in January, Patricia and I are going to be doing Actors Entertainment. There's an interview on there. It's a very, very big streaming video website for actors, producers, and directors. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Fun.
And I'm around town. You can catch me probably at any Santa Claus in the mall, just sitting on his lap and talking about whatever pops up.
Oh.
So we'll see you next week on SmackDown. And then stay tuned now because we're going to do old school wrestling. And I'm actually going to run one of my matches that's about 20 seconds long. We lock up, take it home.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.